This is an audio test.
Hello, Sherilyn.
Good morning, Alan. How are you today?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good. Are you in Kalispell?
I am.
Well, good for you.
We got I didn't know if I was gonna make it. We had the
We
FDA
are
show
live
up.
streaming. We are live streaming, so this is going to be on YouTube.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Hello. Hey, Wanda.
Hi. Can you guys see me? I have something going across. The live stream report is over the
Nope, you look
photos.
great.
I
Oh,
can see you.
okay. We're good. Okay.
How's your property, Wanda, on the Big Island? Is it okay?
Yeah. Fortunately, yeah, my everyone did well. They were without power for a really long time, but other than that, they did well.
All right,
Thank you
good.
for asking.
Wanda, do you have smoke up in your area?
Yeah, it's not as bad today as it has been, but it's been pretty much all summer, especially after the Spokane fires.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm over in Kalispell, Montana right now, and the smoke settled in here yesterday.
Yeah. We for I guess all of the month of July, the first thing we did when we got up was to check the air quality
Yeah.
because it was pretty intense.
I'm gonna go off camera until it's my turn, but just saying hi to everyone. See you in a few minutes.
Oh,
Hey,
Jason. Hello, Paul.
Morning.
Morning.
Okay, well, I have 9 o'clock. Um, Director Burke, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me? We are here.
Okay. Very good. Now that's better.
We are here and ready to begin.
Okay. We're up and running on YouTube. Everything's ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome, commissioners, and all that are joining with us, and commission staff. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time this morning on August. Everybody trying to get the last bit of summer in and kids ready to go to school and all that's happening right now. So we'd like to go ahead and begin with our commission work. We have a minutes approval from our last meeting. Is there any corrections or additions or a motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, I move
Yes,
to
please.
approve the minutes as submitted.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay, Director Burke. I think you're on for the director's report, please.
Thank you. Good morning, commissioners. Thank you for joining us from all the various locations that you're joining us this morning. We're going to get the report pulled up. All right, yes, we have about one more month of summer, I believe, and I think we're all ready for blue skies and cooler temperatures. So welcome to the August meeting. So we have been actively preparing our 6 new schools for opening, and on the authorizer end, it looks a lot different than it does for those on the ground. From our site visits, I'm really impressed with all the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that goes into opening a school. And it has been an honor to see the directors and the principals and the teachers and just everyone involved in getting these schools ready to open. This fall, we are looking at 6 schools opening. We're looking at Alturas Academy North, And I will be conducting their site visit on Monday for Bion Academy. They're in Nampa. And then we have Gym Prep Idaho Falls opening. We have North Idaho Classical Academy. I will in Bonners Ferry. I'll be there tomorrow conducting their pre-opening site visit. And then we have Trailhead Virtual Academy. Their office is located in Boise. And then we have Valor Classical Academy opening in Kuna. And our program managers, Monique and Jared, will be giving a more thorough presentation on each of those schools here in a little bit. We have just about wrapped up our annual assurance survey. We've had almost 100% participation, and I have a fun fact from the data to share on the next slide from that survey. Monique has updated the format that the schools receive, and I think it's flowed pretty well this year. We currently have one new application that's received initial feedback, and so they're making the revisions for final submission. And we have another new application that we are working on getting the initial feedback from. And both are expected for on our October meeting for proposed new charter schools. We have a new Charter School Commission website. If you haven't had a chance to browse that, I suggest that you do. Joy has put in many hours getting all the data to the right people to get it put on there, and it looks really I don't know, it's a breath of fresh air. I appreciate all the hard work that's gone into that, and we're pretty excited and proud of it. The fun fact from our assurances survey is for the 26-27 school year, there will be 31,000, this is roughly 31,750 students enrolled within the Idaho Public Charter School Commission portfolio. That's pretty large number. The work that you guys do, it impacts quite a few students in our state and beyond. So I just thought that was worthy of sharing and highlighting for you guys.
Thank you. That is pretty amazing.
For our budget, we are overall our FY27 spending remains in good position. We have 13.4% of the fiscal year that has elapsed, while 14.2% of the total $744,700 budget has been expended. The categories currently running ahead of pace are primarily explained by the timing of planned expenditures. For example, on rentals and leases, 41.5% has been expended, but the annual rent is divided into two payments, and the first has already been made. So the high percentage reflects payment timing rather than an indication that annual costs are exceeding the budget. At this time, we have no significant budget concerns. You guys have any questions of budget?
Any questions, commissioners?
No.
All
Okay.
right. Well, that concludes my remarks today. So any other follow-up questions? All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Director. We'll go ahead and go into our next item on the agenda, which is Gym Prep Caldwell. Director Burke, would you like to open that for us, please?
Yes. This new charter school application is for Gym Prep Caldwell. It was initially received on April 24th, 2026. The IPCSC staff collaborated with the school to provide feedback and develop the final application and evaluation on July 23rd, 2026. The final application is available as attachment 3A. The school intends to operate in Canyon County, Idaho, beginning fall of 2028. It is recommended that approval be subject to conditions to ensure that the school can meet its financial requirements, in particular, including the charter holder provides the IPCSC with a signed facility lease agreement or facility purchase agreement by March 1st of 2028. And secondly, that the charter holder provides the IPCSC its budget for year 2028 to 2029, showing a balanced year one budget based on enrollment numbers from its spring 2028 lottery by June 1st, 2028. And thirdly, that the charter holder provides the IPCSC with a copy of all of its grants, loans, and contracts that are a part of the year one budget by June 1st, 2028. With that, I will turn the presentation over to the Jim Prep Caldwell team.
Okay, Mr. Bransford.
Well, commissioners, thank you for giving us time today to share a little bit of information about our proposal here at Jim Prep Caldwell. This, sadly, I'm not sure, sadly or not sadly, this might be the last time we present a new charter school to you. We've created charter schools in all the communities that we had intended to do so. This would be our 10th one. We have no plans after this one for additional growth, but it's been a happy experience getting to this stage. So, and that doesn't mean nothing could ever happen. If population demographics change in Idaho, if we have kind of high levels of net migration in, then certainly we could circle back on that decision. But this is the last one that we have plans to bring to you for new approval. Doesn't mean we'll stop doing new and exciting things. It just means that we may not be opening large brick and mortar schools anymore. But that's where we find ourselves with Jim Prep Caldwell. So let's jump in for just a moment. Our mission has not changed, and it remains the same for Jim Prep Caldwell as it is for all of our other schools, to provide a high quality, personalized, relevant, and rigorous education to each of our students through technology, teaching, and partnership with families. Now, if we could, this is done through a focus on 3 pillars. And I realize most of you have heard me talk about these in the past. Obviously, we have a focus on academics, and most schools tend to focus on strong academics. But we also focus on the development of key competencies. Now, these are things like the ability to prioritize your work, the ability to manage your time effectively, the ability to set and accomplish goals. These are the types of competencies that I'm talking about. And in Gem Prep, they matter just as much as the academic foundation. And the idea is that in the real world, I don't necessarily need all of my employees who can do calculus, but I do need all my employees to meet their deadlines. And I do need all of my employees to be able to work well with others. And I need all of my employees to be able to prioritize their work and do the things that need to be done now and prioritize the things according to their level of priority. And finally, we focus on the pillar of experiences. There's certain things that students need to experience before they leave the K through 12 realm that set them up for success afterwards. For example, exploring multiple future career opportunities is so much more helpful if they can do that earlier rather than waiting until they're partway through college to start thinking about what they might want to do with their life. Things like working a job while they're in high school, things like visiting multiple college campuses, and seeing the differences that exist from one college location to another. So these are the types of experiences that I'm talking about. So we think these 3 pillars, when done well, together make a student more likely to have a true college preparatory education, which, if that is done well, can assist students in leading a prosperous, joyful life for the rest of their days. And when I talk about a prosperous, joyful life, I'm talking about financially the ability to take care of themselves and their family. That's the prosperous side of this. The joyful side comes from giving back to their community, from serving others, from finding ways to lift and support those around them in helpful and meaningful ways. So that's our long-term goal. It's not about getting students to and even through college. It's about teeing them up for success and a prosperous, joyful life. And the work that we do now is meant to be a step in that direction for these students. Now, this would be our 10th campus, if approved. You have approved 9 previous campuses. Thank you for that. And this is really our 10th campus, which is slated to open in the fall of 2028. So this is just a quick illustration of where those existing campuses are already located. If you would indulge me for just a moment, I'd like to share some of the things that we're super excited about that have happened during the 25-26 school year. So since the last time I made a presentation, there's been some really exciting things that I'd love to just share with you. The class of 2026 that just walked across the stage a few months ago, of all the students who walked across the stage, and it was just under 100 students walked across the stage, 57% of them received their associate's degree by the time they walked across that high school graduation stage. I'm really proud of the hard work that goes into that. A lot of students, particularly during that 12th grade year, really want to dial down their energy level and dial down their participation in high school. But these are students who went above and beyond and worked towards that associate's degree. And that will be a real blessing to them for the rest of their lives, that they did that, saving the time and money by doing it in high school. Those same students got an average of over $22,000 in scholarship offers each. Now, if we look back at those early grade levels, you realize students don't just show up in high school ready to do college level coursework without a strong foundation leading into those years. That starts in the K-5 realm, and 81% of our K-5 students are reading on grade level. That's the foundation that they need so that they can do high level work whenever they reach high school. And yesterday, we just received our ISAT scores from the state, and we found that 4 Gen Prep schools were in the top 15 for overall math results on the ISAT as well. So super proud of those kind of collective results. Now, you recognize that those collective results really just represent what's happening in the lives of individual students at Gen Prep. And I'd like to share with you 3 short stories about what's going on with some of our recent graduates. The first one is a Gen Prep Pocatello graduate named Taylor Hutchins. He graduated high school not only with an associate's degree and with 62 college credits, he was our first graduate to leave high school with a STEM certificate. Now, the state of Idaho a few years ago implemented this program where students could, it was almost like another diploma they offered, and students could take certain science, technology, engineering, and math courses by the time they graduated, and not only get a diploma, but they could get a STEM certificate as well. So Taylor did that. He went above and beyond. He also got over $13,000 in scholarship offers. He's now serving a mission in Tennessee, and when he gets back, he will major in cybersecurity at BYU, Idaho. So we're super proud of Taylor. We've also got Rio, who just graduated Gen Prep Online. She also completed an associate's degree, which included 68 college credits, but she did so at the age of 16. And she is planning to become a veterinarian. And she's now continuing her studies this semester at Boise State University. And she will go on and get her PhD in veterinary studies. She wants to specialize in studying the white rhinoceros in Africa. Something interesting also about Rio, this might be a bit of an interesting picture for you. Rio decided to enter a contest, and she won a scholarship from a company called Duck Brand for making a duct tape dress that looks like an exotic bird. She used over 56 rolls of colored duct tape and took her over 760 hours to complete this. So you can see here in the pictures, this is what she completed and won a scholarship for this work. Now, one more story. I wasn't planning to tell this one, but it just popped up on Monday of this week, so I thought I'd include it. We had a foreign exchange student who attended Gen Prep Pocatello during her 9th grade year. She came here for 9th grade. She went back to Thailand, where she's from. Her name is IM. IM went back to Thailand, where she was from, and did her 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year. Well, just on Monday, we got to see her again. She came back to the US to spend the summer one last time before she begins college in Thailand. So I got to talk to IM, and I said, so tell me about, you had a 9th grade experience at Gen Prep Pocatello. Tell me about going back to Thailand to do 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, and then getting into college. Tell me a little bit about that. And she said, you know, I was always a strong student academically, but I'd never been asked to manage my time before I came to Gen Prep. I'd never been taught how to prioritize my work before I came to Gen Prep. And that helped me so much during my 10th, 11th, and 12th grade years. And she said, now this is a really big deal in the country where I'm from. She said, it's a really big deal which college you get into, because many employers hire based upon the reputation of the college that you attend in my country. And she said, I made it into the top university in Thailand. She said, it would be the equivalent in the US of making it into Harvard. She said, I made it into the top university, which is located in Bangkok. And she's so proud of that work that she's been able to accomplish since her time at Gen Prep. And you can see a couple pictures over there. Now you might be asking, hey, look, super happy about the things that are happening in Gen Prep, but why open one in Caldwell at this time? Well, Caldwell is the fastest growing city in Idaho. It's grown 21.5% since 2020. the Valley View School District, which is actually where this location is at, they just opened 2 new elementary schools, and already they're projecting to be overcrowded within the next 5 years. This is also a partnership with the Brighton Foundation. If you'll remember, several years ago, we had another partnership with them where we built our Gem Prep Meridian South location. This is the same type of partnership where we put a school up in one of the communities that they're planning to build around that school. So this is the same type of thing. It's going to be in what they call their aviary subdivision, which will be approximately 800 homes, which will be located in the immediate vicinity of this location where we'll build the school. Now, one final note. Bloom had just recently completed a study called the Idaho Enrollment Landscape Analysis. This analysis identified the vicinity where we're going to locate this school as the #1 opportunity area in Idaho to open additional charter schools. So really the stars have kind of aligned perfectly for this to be an excellent location to open this campus. And demand for Gem Prep continues to be strong. I recognize that the overall K-12 enrollment has some high spots and some low spots across our state. There are places where districts are shrinking. There are places where some charter schools are shrinking. But the reality is that when you look overall in Gem Prep, we continue to see high demand. We have over a 92% retention rate across the board in Gem Prep schools. And just this last enrollment cycle, which started in the spring, we had over 3,300 new students apply to attend a Gem Prep school. And I'd like to have my colleague explain the next couple of slides related to our finances.
Thank you, Jason. Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Brian Fletcher. I'm the CFO with the Gem Prep organization, and I thought I'd share a little bit of information with you about the organization as a whole. 3 of our schools are actually monitored as they participated with the Moral Ob program, and they are monitored by Moody's. Each of them started at a BA2, and Meridian and Napa have both been upgraded to a BA1, and Pocatello is on the cusp of that same achievement. They have requested, or they're waiting for us to see the enrollment change to the positive side a little bit more before they make that elevation, but they are very happy with the fiscal picture that we currently have out at Pocatello. In conjunction with credit ratings and financings over the course of the last, I'll say roughly 6 years, we've actually conducted 12 individual school financing or refinancing. So our team's been pretty busy. What I'll say, taking advantage of a very opportunistic window of time in these early 2020s to leverage 4% or even just under 4% for a number of these transactions in terms of interest rate. And I always jokingly say in 10 years that those folks who are running schools in the future and issuing bonds will look back at this time frame as a very, in a jealous way, as a very opportunistic time, and I'm very proud and happy to have been a part, been able to help Gem Prep meet those 30-year and I'll say 5 to 7 year bank loans that we've been able to achieve. Equally as important, we've been able to either meet or exceed each of the operating balance and debt service requirements that our bonds that we've been, or I'll say our debts that have been issued, whether that's a bank debt or that's a bond debt. So we've been very successful in meeting and achieving each of those requirements each of the years. And we also have still a very strongly funded education foundation. And that's one of the additional levers that we have to support our schools as we move forward in the event that there's some difficult financial times in the future. I do know that when we submitted our budget, there was the review said that we're approaching requirements. I'll share with you that the process, the factors, and the assumptions that went into building the Caldwell budget are the same ones that we use for building our North, South, Twin Falls, Idaho Falls, and Rexburg budgets. And we have had a great deal of success. I know that Idaho Falls is just coming out the gate this year, but with the other schools, we've had a great deal of success in meeting a balanced budget or exceeding the outcomes at the end of the year so that our fiscal picture looks healthy and robust. Okay, let's jump to the next one. Thank you. For Caldwell, we're looking at working with Bauma again, Bauma USA. And since the North project, we've worked with Bauma, so we have a very long partnership with them. And we've enjoyed that a great deal. They've managed to bring each of our projects in, well, I'll say under budget by returning either all or most of the contingency funds back to us. And that's something that in my years in the school business or in construction is kind of, I don't want to say unique or rare, but it isn't always the norm. So that's one of the aspects of Bauma that I really appreciate. On this particular project, we'll be partnering with Brighton, who will be donating the land, and that will be within their new Aviary Heights subdivision. This is what I call a repeat of the relationship we had with Brighton for our South project, in which they donated that piece of land and we worked with them to develop and bring that school into existence. As I mentioned before, our foundation will provide financial support for pre-construction costs. And once we get our funding up and running, then we'll be able to provide a reimbursement back to the foundation by way of the loans that we take out. We will be applying for the revolving loan fund. We've used that since our Twin Falls project. That's been a great project, or a great opportunity for charter schools, for all those folks who are involved in making that a vehicle and an option for charter schools. So I want to certainly say thank you very much. That has been a huge help. And similar to our past financial deals, we will be working with Building Hope Charter Schools Growth Fund and very likely JCAF to assist us in our start of operation buildup so that we can hit all of our numbers. And our goal is always within year 5 to be at a 60 days cash on hand. Our stretch goal is to achieve that in year 4. So those partners help us facilitate and achieve those goals, and we certainly are grateful to them for that. And since our South project, we've been working with Raymond James to provide the underwriting for this particular funding. And it's the gentleman that we've been working with. He was previously with another firm, and he is, we moved with him from that previous firm over to Raymond James. So we've had continuity through our underwriting, our finance partners who have been Columbia Bank, Building Hope. Columbia Bank has been the bank entity that we've worked with, and mentioned before, Building Hope Charter Schools Growth Fund and JCAF in terms of providing either philanthropy or actual funding affiliated with the project. And of the 12 financing projects, the project deals of the 12 financing deals, 8 of those were actual projects that we financed. So the others were either a refi, but 8 of them have actually been building and constructing a project just like what we're trying to do, or very similar to like what we're trying to accomplish here in our Caldwell project. With that, I think I pass it off to my partner in accomplishing all this work, Josh Fimright.
Thanks, Brian. Commissioners, thanks for your time. I'm just going to take a brief moment and go a little bit more in depth on the facility plan here. I think Brian and Jason did a good job of highlighting a lot of this, but our plan is currently to open in the fall of 28. As Jason mentioned, we're be located in the Aviary Heights subdivision that Brighton is developing right now. Just to kind of orientate yourself, that'll be off of Highway 26, Chinden and Midland Boulevard is roughly the area that they're developing out. And the Aviary subdivision actually includes 2 subdivisions, Aviary Heights, which is north of the highway. That will have approximately 350 homes in it. And then they are also developing Aviary, which is south of the highway, that will have another 450 homes within it. The last I've heard, they have approval for the subdivision, and now they're just working through some of their additional approvals with ITD and getting water and infrastructure into where the subdivision will be. In our first year, we're going to mimic our enrollment that we've done at both Idaho Falls and plan to do at Rexburg. We'll open K-9 with 373 students. And then over the next 4 years, we'll grow out to our normal K-12 574 student size. And if everything goes as planned, we plan to start the financing deal. Financing will actually probably start more in the spring, summer of next year, as Brian can probably attest to. It takes a little bit longer time, and then we'll start construction in the fall of 27, assuming that Brighton gets all their approvals and we can continue on track. And I believe with that, we will stand for any questions.
Thank you, commissioners.
Hey, great. Thanks for that wonderful presentation. Questions, commissioners?
Mr. Chairman,
Please, Commissioner Hendrick.
Jason, you had 100 graduates. Is that a collective number with all your schools?
Yes.
Can you tell me the percentage of your graduates that go on to college and the percentage that graduate with a 4-year, with a bachelor's degree?
Mr. Bransford?
Yes, we, if you look over a 5-year period of time, and you know, people look at this a little bit differently, but we have quite a few students who do different things rather than going on directly to college. But we think that that number is somewhere in the 60 to 70% range of those who go on to college immediately. And we think that number jumps up by about 15 to 20% by those who go on within about a 5-year period of time. Now, the data is not perfect on this, so these are rough estimates. And we think those that go on, we tend to believe that we have a 6-year cohort graduation rate, which is tend to be what the universities use to look at. That's kind of their equivalent of our 4-year high school graduation rate. They use a 6-year cohort graduation rate. And we think that number hovers in around the 75% range for our students.
All right, thank you. Mr. Chairman, one more question.
Yes, please.
What is your debt to asset ratio?
Ms. Bransford or whoever?
Yeah. Thank you, Chairman. I'll tackle that question. Our debt to asset ratio for newer schools is a negative value, which isn't unsurprising as we start to build up assets over the course of a number of different, those first 3 to 4, I should say from year 1 up to year 4. Usually we don't break even until and get into a positive number until we reach around year 4, typically. Sometimes it's been year 5. But once we hit that point, then we reach a positive number in which our debt to asset ratio is above 1.
Is that true collectively with all the schools?
All of the gym prep schools
together?
Yeah, when you put all the schools together, it's a significantly positive number. And part of that is because our gym prep online school has been operating for such an extended period of time. It's been able to collect a very comfortable cushion in its financial margin that would contribute strongly to that debt to asset ratio number.
I'm sorry, significantly means what?
Significantly means it's as much as all the other schools put together.
I'm looking for a number, I'm sorry.
$8 million.
And maybe you don't have it off the top of your head. I would appreciate it if you would share that number with the staff and I can get it from them.
Sure, you bet. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the number, didn't you, Mr. Fletcher?
Yeah, the number that specifically that would bring as far as a value for dollars, I'd have to do the calculation of pulling all of the numbers together. And I believe Commissioner Hedrick, that's the one that you want to see, but the contribution of cash, which would be for GPO, would really be the accumulation of all their assets would be $8 million.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Other questions, commissioners?
I just want to compliment Jason and his team. It's always exciting to hear where you're going next, and your plan continues to support students and success in the state of Idaho, and I really appreciate all of your work.
Thank you for those kind words.
Well, what's interesting is some years ago we were trying to find somebody, a company, somebody to come in and duplicate schools. And we were looking outside of the state nationally, and that was the thing we were trying to find. And it's wonderful to be able to accomplish that locally grown, I guess I could say. Realizing that it can be done within Idaho, and And we appreciate your growth there and what you've been able to do with the students. I appreciate Commissioner Hendrick's questions. They were the ones that were on my mind because it's always a financial challenge, particularly as you get bigger and bigger and maintaining that growth. So thank you for being able to control the finances of all that to keep them in line. Any other questions, commissioners?
Chairman Reed,
Yes, please.
I'm just curious about your conversations with the Valley View School District.
Good question. Mr. Bransford?
We've actually not had conversations yet with the Valley View School District in particular to share where we're thinking and what we're doing. We're still a couple of years out from the actual opening, so we've not had those conversations quite yet. But we will.
Thank
Every
you.
school district where we've ever opened, before the school gets open, we sit down, we give them a year-by-year projection on enrollment. We talk them through every detail that they want to know to make sure that where the impact is going to be, that they can make all necessary plans for that. But we absolutely will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, other questions?
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion if we're ready.
Yes, please.
All right, I move we approve the new charter school application for Gem Prep Caldwell for 6 years effective July 1st, 2028 with the following 3 conditions. Gem Prep holder, the charter holder provides the Public School Charter Commission with a signed facilities lease agreement or facilities purchase agreement by March 1st of 2028. That the charter holder provides the Idaho Public Charter School Commission its budget for years 20, 28, and 29, showing a balance year 1 budget based on the enrollment numbers from its spring 28 lottery by June 1st of 28, and that the charter holder provide the Idaho Public Charter School Commission with a copy of all of its grants, loans, and contracts that are part of the year 1 budget by June 1st of 2028.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Pauls. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, there you go, Mr. Bransford and team.
Thank you so much,
Congratulations.
commissioners.
We appreciate all your work
Yeah.
for the students in the state. Thank you. Okay, pre-opening updates. Director Burke?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. The IPCSC authorized 6 charter schools approved to open in fall of 2026. The schools are Alturas Academy North, Brabyon Academy, Gem Prep Idaho Falls, North Idaho Classical Academy, Trailhead Virtual Academy, and Ballard Classical Academy. IPCSC staff have tracked each school's progress toward opening day. Pre-opening meetings are complete for all schools. Site visits are complete for all schools that have begun operations and are scheduled for schools that have not yet begun operations. Our program managers, Monique Bossy and Jared Dawson, are going to provide a presentation.
Okay. When a new school opens, we begin conversations with them to make sure that they are on track to succeed. We have bi-monthly check-ins beginning in December of the year prior to opening. And so we want to just make sure they're safe, compliant, well-prepared across all spectrums that a new charter school would need to be proficient in. So finance, governance, academics, operations, and student services. Beginning in December, a lot of what we talk about is just setup. Do you have a bank account? Does the state know that you're approved to be a school? Stuff like that. We talk about finance and HR readiness, governance and compliance. Do you have board policies yet? Are you working towards those? What does that look like? Do you have legal counsel? Operations and facilities. A lot of that is making sure that they're coordinating with building safety teams and building inspectors to when their facility is ready to be built, and then it's ready to open when they want it to. Enrollment and school information systems. What does the enrollment process look like? How are you doing student records? We go through all of that over the course of these meetings. Academics and student experience. We want to make sure the curriculum is set and in place and is available. Grading, what culture do you have? Behavior systems, school uniform, stuff like that. Teacher readiness. What is the orientation process? Where are you at in the hiring process? Is the administration up to speed on Danielson? A lot of the state requirements, and then reporting requirements. How are you communicating with the SDE, getting all your submissions over to them? Is everything working? We go through all of that and gets a little bit more ramped up as we get closer to June. In August, generally, we do an on-site visit. This is where we go in as a team. We have a checklist of things. We look at the facility. Is it safe? What's your parking situation look like? Is intercoms and security? We take a look at everything that needs to be done as far as the facility goes, and just make sure that they're up to speed. A lot of times the school is still in progress when we go visit. So there's, we went out to Gem Prep Idaho Falls, there's still construction being done, when we went there at the start of the month. But they got their building inspection done and they're up and running now. So we just want to make sure that you're making progress towards when that school is going to open. You still have to have the occupancy permit in order to open up your doors. So yeah, when we go out there, we're looking at facility readiness, spaces, classrooms, are all your curriculum materials in place. You have desks and chairs and everything that you need. The office manager, we review the student information system. Is it functioning? What is your safety plan? We don't want a copy of that in our office, but we want to make sure that they have that. Have they done background checks? Where are the keys located? Certifications. Teacher classrooms. A lot of times when we go there, teachers are still building out their curriculum. Sometimes we have a short window before they open, or maybe we have a week or two ahead. A lot of times teachers are in training as well, developing that. We just want to get a good sense that when you open up your doors, everything is going to be smooth and operational. Required documents, if they have them yet, we'll get occupancy permits, an elevator permit, or fire inspection, health inspection. If the school is still working towards those, we have them send them to us after the fact that we visited. But we want to make sure that everything is in place and we are comfortable and confident that school is going to open exactly as they intend to. And here are our charter schools opening, and I will hand it over to Monique.
So like Rachel said, these are all of our schools that are opening for our 26-27 school year. I'm just going to kind of give you an overview snapshot of all of them that are opening. So Gem Prep Idaho Falls is opening up out in Idaho Falls, and I'm sorry, I skipped ahead here. Started the first.
Time travel.
Alturas, yes, we are. There it is. Thank you, Chair. Alturas Academy North is our first one, starting out in Rigby, Idaho, in Region 6, and it is an international baccalaureate model with grades K through 8 and current enrollment. And this is enrollment, it's an estimate of 360. We either got this from their assurances surveys or when we visited their sites, and to open on August 31st. And Revion Academy, opening up out in Nampa, Region 3, model innovative grades K through 12, enrollment 680, and the first day is to open on August 31st. Gem Prep Idaho Falls, out in Idaho Falls in Region 6, model is the blended learning college preparatory, grades K through 12, enrollment 155 students, and they opened up last week, August 12th. And North Idaho Classical Academy, due to open up Bonners Ferry, Region 1, classical model, grades K through 12, current enrollment 240, and the first day is August 27th. Trailhead Virtual Academy across the states, grades K through 6, current enrollment 4, and their first day was on Monday. Or August 17th, sorry. And then Valor Academy, Classical Academy, due to open up in Kuna, Region 3, model classical, grades K through 12, enrollment 458 students, and their first day is August 20th today. Any questions?
And I see that, Mr. Chairman, I have a question, sorry.
Yeah, I've got the same one, Commissioner Hendrick.
Four students, did I see that right?
Correct.
How's that work?
Okay. That's a, that's a big time, concern.
Yeah, can you help us out there, Director Burke? I mean, how can they make it with 4 students?
Yes, they are, they have an ESP, so Excel Schools, that is going to essentially foot all bills and expenses until they get their break-even number, which was, yeah, 200, I think it was 200 or so. Anyway, so they are not at risk of
Financial failure.
financial failure. No. I did visit their office and they're getting set up and
Still, their enrollment numbers, we need to watch.
yes.
Mr. Chairman, one more question, please.
Yes, please, go ahead.
This for Jared. When we go in and look at facilities and we see that they have a fire plan and those kind of things, do you actually look at, unfortunately, in this day and age, the security measures they're taking for,
Correct.
shooters?
Yeah, we want to make sure that they have they have a plan in place and that it's accessible to all the teachers and everybody knows what that is. We do not want a copy of that because we do not want that to be part of public record. But we do review that, yes, they have a plan in place for emergency situations.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hendrick. Just to follow up on Commissioner Hendrick, so are most of the schools locked from the outside? I mean, what is the security procedure for most schools? Are is the doors locked and you can't get in unless you get buzzed in or something?
For most new schools, correct, yes, that is, they have a security door in place and sometimes a foyer, and somebody on the admin side will buzz somebody in.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
Other questions, commissioners? Okay. I think that, do we have any public comment, Director Burke, that you know of?
No public comment.
Okay. Thank you so much for that presentation. And that's fun to see those new schools ready to go. We reached the end of the agenda. I failed to thank Commissioner Hendrick for being the one in the office. So thank you for taking your time to be there. And also Karen Sheehan, we're always grateful to have you watching over us and helping us with what we do. With nothing else, we'll call this meeting to an end, and we'll see everybody next time. Thanks so much for all that you've done. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Good to see you
Bye-bye.
all.
Hey, meeting adjourned.